We wish we could help everyone with every situation. But some of my partners also observe some crazy stories themselves. With us now is Scott Pierce of CertaPro Painters. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Hi, Dale. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I know that you observe some strange goings-on. And so tell us a little bit of the crazy stories you encounter as a professional painter.
Well, a lot of them run with common threads. We have folks that they give deposits to service providers, contractors, and mysteriously they don't seem to show up to complete the work, or somebody might think that they could maybe do the project themselves after a consultation, and they experience not only difficulties with safety, maybe falling off of a ladder or something like that. That is a very common occurrence, funny enough. Or they don't anticipate the expenses of the materials, or possibly you might find that they've gone with somebody that they thought was too good to be true pricing. You mentioned that earlier. And then they received an experience that they didn't enjoy. Yeah,
right. Well, that's exactly what I was afraid of, people that were making bad decisions. But any stories, specific stories, stick out to you?
It's a good question. A couple years ago, we had a client that was referred to me. His name actually was Mr. Smith, believe it or not. Mr. Smith lives here in the area, has a home that's approximately 30 years old. That home had some very challenging paint-related issues for all the times that had been painted over the years. And I met with Mr. Smith and I offered him my complimentary consultation, and we kind of huddled up at a game plan of how to approach the project. Long story short, Mr. Smith appreciated the consultation and told me he'd get right back with me, and we'd see where we go from there.
But he didn't choose you.
No, he didn't get back with me.
Oh man, I bet I know where this is going.
Absolutely.
Let us know what happened.
These are some of the worst calls I really hate to get. Mr. Smith did choose another service provider. They did not follow the guidelines that I had suggested that might be considered for his project, and the project went so poorly that I found out that he actually had to fire the contractor. He contacted me a year later and said, would I please come back, review the project with him, and see if we could help.
What happened?
Well, we did come back. I actually felt so bad for Mr. Smith because the contractor had taken a bad situation and made it really worse. And I honored the pricing that I had offered a year earlier. We took on the project, we completed it on time, on budget, no surprises, and corrected all of the other things that had occurred so that Mr. Smith could have a home with years of good service ahead of him.
Even though it winds up being good for business, for CertaPro and for you, you hate these stories, don't you?
These are awful. These are absolutely awful stories. I feel so bad for the people that get involved with them. Sometimes people just go with reactions that are not based in good ethics. I wish more people would trust you, quite honestly. When you have vetted service providers, you have guaranteed that they'll provide a good experience, a great experience often, at a great value too. But people, they think things will turn out differently, and they hope that they will, and often they don't.
Yeah, the theme of this show, Scott, is if it's too good to be true, it is. Scott Pierce of CertaPro Painters, thank you for being with us.
My pleasure. Thanks. Sure, always.
Okay, everybody. And we'll see you again very soon, hopefully. We've reached the end of our show today, but we are always watching and telling, and we can still help you select companies that have passed my researched 7-point process. Go to TrustDale.com and look at all the categories we have before you make a tough buying decision. I've done the free research for you on everything from automotive repairs to insurance, plumbers, legal, and even who I trust to get a tattoo removed. Take a look, and I don't charge you a penny to use the web page, and there are no fake reviews on TrustDale.com. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in for another great show, and we'll see you next time right here on TrustDale TV.